Should you pay off your home loan or invest? You've got some extra money sitting in your account. Maybe $500 a month? Maybe more. And you're facing Australia's biggest personal finance debate. Do you smash that money into your mortgage and sleep better at night knowing you're debt-free sooner? Or do you invest it in the share market and let compound interest do the heavy lifting for your future? I'm going to give you a real answer today. Not a vague, it depends. Real numbers, real scenarios, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do with your situation. The situation in Australia right now. Before we crunch the numbers, let's set the scene because 2026 is actually a really interesting time to be asking this question. The average new home loan in Australia right now is $736,257 with an average interest rate of 5.50% per year, meaning monthly repayments of around $4,180 over 30 years. Interest rates rose again in February and March 2026, with further rate hikes widely expected due to ongoing global economic pressures. So if you took out a home loan in the last few years, your mortgage rate is likely sitting somewhere between 5.5% and 6.3% right now, depending on your lender. That number, your mortgage interest rate, is the most important figure in this entire debate. Let me show you why. The core logic. Here's how to think about this properly. When you make an extra repayment on your mortgage, you are effectively earning a guaranteed risk-free return equal to your interest rate. If your mortgage rate is 6%, paying down your loan gives you a guaranteed 6% return. No volatility. No market crashes. Guaranteed. By paying down your mortgage sooner, you're effectively earning a tax-free return equal to your interest rate. Investment returns, on the other hand, are generally taxable. That's a critical point. Your mortgage return is tax-free. But any returns you make investing in ETFs, dividends, capital gains, are taxable income. So to actually beat the mortgage mathematically, your investments need to earn more than 6% after tax. Not just 6%, more than 6% after tax. Now the question is, can the share market deliver that consistently? The real numbers. Head to head, let's look at what the data actually says. The Vanguard Australian Shares ETF, VAS, has returned 8.45% per year over the last decade. The iShares S&P 500 ETF, IVV, returned 16.30% per year over the same period. On raw numbers, the share market wins easily, but we need to apply tax. At a 32.5% marginal tax rate, which is most working Australians, your after-tax return on VAS drops from 8.45% to roughly 5.8%. That's actually below your mortgage rate of 6%. At the top marginal rate of 45%, it's even tighter. But, and this is important, VAS comes with franking credits, which partially offset that tax. And the CGT 50% discount applies if you hold for over 12 months. When you factor those in, investing starts pulling ahead again. Now let's look at a real-life scenario. In a comparison of two Australians, one who invested $500 extra per month in ETFs while making minimum mortgage repayments, versus one who put that $500 into the mortgage The ETF investor ended up with over $85,000 more after 30 years. $85,000 more over 30 years? That's the power of compound returns over time. But the person who paid off the mortgage first had zero debt much earlier. And that peace of mind, that financial security, is worth something real that doesn't show up in the numbers. The offset account advantage. Here's the strategy most Australians overlook. And it's honestly the best of both worlds. It's called the offset account. An offset account is a transaction account linked to your mortgage. Every dollar you park in it reduces the interest you're charged. Dollar for dollar. So if you have a $600,000 mortgage and $50,000 sitting in your offset, you're only paying interest on $550,000. The beauty? Your money is still accessible. It's not locked into the mortgage. You can pull it out and invest if a great opportunity comes up, or use it as an emergency fund. For most Australians under 40 with a mortgage, building up your offset account first is often the smartest move before you start heavy ETF investing. You get the guaranteed return of reducing mortgage interest with full liquidity. The debt recycling strategy. Now for the advanced move, debt recycling. This is where it gets really interesting. When you use borrowed money to purchase income-producing assets, you convert your non-deductible debt into deductible debt, and the interest on that portion of your loan becomes tax-deductible for the life of the loan. Here's how it works in simple terms. You make extra repayments on your mortgage. Then you redraw that same amount and invest it into ETFs. Now the interest on that portion of your loan is tax deductible because the money is being used for investment. You get the ETF growth and a tax deduction. This is one of the most powerful legal tax strategies in Australia, and very few people under 35 know it exists. Important disclaimer. Debt recycling is complex, and I'd strongly recommend speaking to a licensed financial advisor before attempting it. It's not for everyone, especially if your income or employment situation is unstable. What should you actually do? Okay, here's my clear decision framework based on your situation. Prioritize paying off your mortgage if you're on a high variable rate above 6.5%. You have dependents and losing your income would be catastrophic. You have no emergency fund yet. Debt genuinely causes you stress and affects your quality of life. That psychological value is real. Prioritize investing if your mortgage rate is below 6%. Your after-tax ETF returns are more likely to beat it. You have a long time horizon, 15 plus years. You have a stable income and a solid emergency fund. You're young. Time in the market matters enormously. Do both if you want balance between security and wealth building. Consider a 50-50 split. Half extra mortgage repayments, half into ETFs. Whatever you decide, don't switch back and forth based on interest rate changes. Rotating between strategies is one of the best ways to hurt your long-term returns. Pick a strategy and stick to your plan. So, mortgage or invest? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me your mortgage rate and what you're currently doing. I read every single one. Next week, I'm breaking down why so many Australians simply can't save money in 2026, and the 3 structural fixes that actually work. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button below, and I'll see you in the next one.